from the Darien Ice House in Darien, Connecticut.
A sneaky goal from the Wave. Darien's not done yet. Back to the middle, and that's a goal for New Canaan. And it's all New Canaan right now. Just staying alive is what SWS is doing. And it's in! SWS puts one in their cause. One, and it's in! Greenwich finds themselves on the board. Stopped once again by Booster. It's the 2023 FCIAC Girls Ice Hockey Tournament on the DAF Media Network. Tonight, the nightcap semifinal between the defending FCIAC champion New Canaan Rams and the new kids on the block, the Stamford Westhill Staples Co-op Ice Hockey Team. Hi everybody, joined alongside Chase Harden. I'm Braden Shanks. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network for this production of the second semifinal in the FCIAC tournament. And Chase, what do you think we're going to see in semifinal 2?
This is going to be an exciting one. You got New Canaan, one of the best teams in the state. They won states and FCIACs last year. You got SWS, like you said, the new kid on the block, the new neighbor, and they proved that they're one of the better teams in the state as well. The goaltending situation for both teams is a little different. Obviously, in the beginning of the year, the Rams had Larkin Celebrity and Lily Stevens, who didn't even skate before this year, and they were just thrown in net. And then Ashton Pickernell, who was a defenseman, stepped up. And she's been big. She has prior experience playing goalie, and she's got 2 older brothers that shoot on her in her driveway. So that's where she's gained that experience, and she's done a great job as of so far.
She has indeed. A year ago, it was these same 4 teams in the FCIAC tournament. Last year, they met in the FCIAC championship. But now taking a look at the bracket for this year's tournament, Darien just had a nice win over Greenwich by the final of 5-0. So the Wave punched their ticket to Saturday's championship. And then the winner of SWS and New Canaan will meet the Wave for the FCIAC championship for 2023. And Chase, let's take a look at our players to watch in this one. You talked about the goalies, but there's some shooters to watch out for this one. And first, for a young SWS team, Paige Tuccinardi did a great job at the center position.
Yeah, she's got the C on her chest. She's the captain. And she had 2 goals versus New Canaan in her first game against them. And she's got hands, she's got a shot, and she knows how to put the puck in the net. Her best part of her game is her ability to shoot from the dots, and she does that well. She also feeds it very well. She's a playmaker. She has apples. She gets assists. So that's her best part of her game. And then on the other side, Piper Chason, the freshman. She wasn't even on the ice in the beginning of the year. Coach Rich Buellin didn't dress her, and all of a sudden, 14 goals, 16 assists. She's on that first line with O'Connor and Tully, and she's been legit. She's only a freshman, and you better watch out because she's here for the next 4 years, and she's one of the best players for the Rams, and she knows what she's doing back there, and I'm sure Rich Buellin is happy with Chason as of so far.
She is indeed a freshman standout, starting on that first line, which has been lethal all year. Serena O'Connor, Tully on the wing, Benson and the other Tully on it. That's one of the most dangerous first lines in the state of Connecticut.
And they're a young line, too. You've got a sophomore, and Tully and O'Connor, and they're freshmen and Chason. And then, like you said, Benson, who's a senior, and then Tully, the other Tully, Lexi Tully. You got Caitlin Tully last year. She's at Cornell. Lexi Tully's off to Cornell in 2 years. It's a pretty athletic family, if you ask me. But like you said, that line, and then last game, Darien's first line, there's a couple pretty good lines in the state of Connecticut and a couple pretty darn good women's hockey teams in Connecticut.
They are indeed. Let's look at our keys to the game. Chase, what do you have on this SWS team? What do they need to do to take down the Rams and advance to the
They
FCIAC
just need to play
championship?
simple hockey, right? They're the underdog. They're the 4 seed. And Braden, I don't know how I screwed up this math. I was talking about it in the Darien Greenwich game. It's actually the 43-year anniversary of Miracle on Ice. The one, and I mean, I guess you could use it in this instance. 2 verse 3. SWS sort of the underdog. Obviously, Russia and the U.S. The U.S. defeating them in 1980. The Miracle on Ice. But SWS has just got to play simple hockey. They got to get pucks deep and go to work on the other side. The Rams play how they've been all year, play good defensively, play strong offensively, and Ashton Pinkernell has got to show up. And they need to win battles. That's what Rich Buellen told us about. They need to win the little battles in the corner, and that's so big. Not many people realize it, but it wins you the games like ground balls do in the sport of lacrosse.
They do indeed. You mentioned the goaltending situation. SWS has the likes of the freshman Clara Peroni. However, she hasn't played in every game for SWS this year. Only about 50% or so, and she's not there. They stick the forward Candace Jagozinski in net, and then Saturday they had the freshman Gracie Capitan in net. Capitan exited the game with an injury. SWS was unable to continue in that game, so they lost to Mercy Northwest Catholic 1-0, but they didn't even play a third period in that game. So SWS needs to put that behind them, as well as the fact that they have lost their last 5 contests and only scored 4 goals in those 5 games.
Yeah, and that's going to be keys. Like I talked about earlier, the goaltenders, sort of one of the keys in the last game. But we talked about Pinkernell, and on the other side, right, she plays with her club team, and she's stellar, right? The first time these two teams played, she was in net, and SWS took it 3-2. Obviously, last time they played 6-0. The Rams, but she wasn't in net, so it's going to be a little different, and the nerves are definitely ramped up to butterflies, as this is some of them, for example, Chason and Pinkernell's first FCIAC game, and boy, are we in for a good one, Braden.
Hey, Clara Peroni's 1-0 against these New Canaan Rams. Beat them 3-2 earlier this year at Terry Connor's rink. No anthem. We're getting straight into this one. New Canaan and SWS in the 2023 FCIAC Girls Ice Hockey Semifinals. Paige Tuccinardi, Piper Chason are 2 players to watch in the center circle for the opening face-off.
Tonight's officials, Charlie Sosa and Derek Benning.
We are underway. New Canaan in their home white jerseys with the black numbering. SWS in the visiting blacks with the white numbering. As New Canaan starts with the possession. Let's take a look at our starters in this one. Again, New Canaan, the 2 seed, SWS, the 3 seed. First for the visiting SWS co-op. They'll have Sadie Wild on the left, Tuccinardi in the center, and Chloe Hackett anchoring it on the right, with Kim Boyd and Maya Sherman on the defense. And then we mentioned the freshman from Staples High School, Clara Peroni, in net for SWS. And now for this New Canaan team, a lot of people love the names, and this first line, the starters for New Canaan.
Yes, they do. Tully, Chason, and O'Connor, and then a Benson and Tully at the defense position, and Ashton Pinkernell in net. The officials blew that one dead as the post came off of its peg.
They're 30 seconds in between New Canaan and SWS. The winner has a date with Darien in the FCIAC Championship. That is Saturday at 4:30 inside the Darien Ice House. We'll be back on that one. At least I'll be back. Assume you'll be back, Chase?
I should be back.
Oh, gotta check the schedule first.
Got to check the schedule, but
it's always a storied tradition doing these FCIAC tournament games. And there's Ella Pearl looking to make some history of her own. Shot there on the ground off the stick of Ann Leiden, the freshman from Stamford High. I think this is my first time calling New Canaan girls ice hockey this season, which is hard to believe. But a good one to start here with SWS in town. Tully. That's Maddie Tully. They met with 2 SWS defenders. Thrown out to the neutral zone before Reese Quinn comes over. Peroni checking her blind spot. And the senior Kim Boyd, captain or associate captain, handing it off in transition. Getting tripped up, staying up is Alex Hackett. Scrum in front of the net. The Rams come away with it. There's Nora Moley. Quinn's going to chase it back. Tuccinardi gets shoved up against the boards. SWS players slow to get up. Unless quick line changes, they will bring Vasquez back out. Tuccinardi coming for help. On the ground, and that's Moley coming away with it. Coming all the way down ice, Peroni. Will let it go to the stick of Kim Boyd, the senior from Westhill. SWS team that normally Staples heavy, this year heavy on the Stamford side of things. 12 members from Stamford High School, 7 from Staples, and the 3 Westhill Vikings rounding out the roster for the second-year co-coaches, Steve Falcone, John Fay. Last year they had the magical year where they went all the way to the FCIAC championship, faced New Canaan in a game that the Rams just dominated 5-1 en route to their 9th all-time FCIAC title. Stolen away is Ann Leiden. Leiden now takes the shot, stopped by the leg pad of Pinkernell. Ashton Pinkernell, the freshman, making her first stop. And now here's New Canaan down the other way. Lexi Tully. Big hit there. That was 19, Avery Askew, the freshman. Askew had a goal against Darien last time she was inside this Darien Ice House.
A good no call there by the officials, letting the girls play.
Tully over to Serena O'Connor. Tic-tac-toe, shot on net, stopped by Peroni. She just punches it to her left. There's Piper Chason looking for it. Slowing it down is Ann Leiden, freshman from Stamford High. Tipped behind Peroni. Coming out of ways is Sherman. Elias Sherman, a junior associate captain on this Stamford team. But here's Chason. O'Connor behind the net, tipping it right back to Chason. Sherman gonna knock it down with her glove. For Hackett, takes it along the wing. Alex Hackett, good pass, just shooting past the receiver, Sadie Wilds. Hackett once again. She'll knock it into the neutral zone. Alex Hackett off to the races. The shot from Hackett stopped by Pinkernell. And Ashton Pinkernell making it look easy out there, stopping 2 attempts from SWS as Hackett gets it right back. Right there. Staying up is Lexi Tully. It's actually Maddie Tully. Shot there, stopped by Peroni.
SWS out to a strong start as of so far. I think they've had more opportunities than the Rams so far. Pinkernell's been tested a little bit, but she's made it look easy. And Braden, you talk about the Ice Cats banner in the right side of the rink. Avery Askew, Alex Hackett, they're wearing Ice Cat helmets. And so many of these Rams players, these Blue Wave players from last game, they all grew up playing for the Ice Cats. And now, you go, your friends off the ice, but your enemies on the ice. And that's something that's pretty cool that so many of these players grew up playing together on the Ice Cats.
I mean, you look at the banner, the 2019-20 Connecticut State champion. Who was on that team? Avery Askew of SWS, Maddie Tully of New Canaan, as there's a shot grabbed out in front of the net. Natalie Beach, Lila Fiorita for Darien. So a combination of all 4 teams in this FCIAC tournament. But to your point, Chase, it's all fun and games with the club season. Then you get out there for the state or for the FCIAC playoffs, and it's a different breed of hockey.
100%. You, like I said, friends off the ice, enemies on the ice. For the 90 minutes they're out there, they want to essentially kill each other and win this game for their town, for their high school. So it's going to be a battle, and as of so far, it's been a pretty good game.
Has indeed. We're just 7 minutes in. At this point in the Darien game, what was it, 2-0?
Something like that, yeah.
Coming out of nowhere is number 14, Liz Brown, with the touch. Brown gets hit down to the ice. A big hit there by Alda Duane. Tully. Great stick work from Tully. That's Lexi Tully. Hands it off to her teammate, Hibbert. From the point, the shot there, stopped by Peroni off the stick of Salone Griffiths. Peroni's gonna watch it. And again, let SWS control it with Sadie Wild, the freshman from Westhill. One of 3 Westhill Vikings on this SWS team. Collision among 2 New Canaan players. And Amanda Benson has some room to work. Benson's got a strong shot. If she takes it, she does. Stopped by the blocker of Peroni. The rebound stopped once again by Peroni. In front of the net. And what a stop by Clara Peroni. Using the right block or the right leg pad. She keeps New Canaan at bay.
It's grand larceny right there. What a save there. Making it look easy on Chase On.
Benson offsides.
Trying to do a little too much there was Benson, and they call it offsides. You can feel the energy from the SWS bench. That's what you want. What a stop there from a seasoned goalie, and whatever you want to call that, that was straight up robbery. And we still got ourselves zeros on the board because of that save. And Braden, if we come back to that at the end of the game, I wouldn't be surprised that that's a key save.
Shows you all the difference that goaltenders make. 6-0 was the score when Jaga Dazinski was in net for SWS. I believe it was 2-0, 8 minutes into that game. And Clara Peroni comes in, makes those big stops, gives the opportunities to the offense. Yep. But New Canaan's staying with it right now.
They're the quarterback of the rink, and with a good goalie, you can do just about anything.
Chipping it, stopped by the chest of Peroni. Another shot on goal for the Rams. Tushinardi will grab it. Dwayne's gonna show off the moves. Will chase on. Loses it to Kim Boyd. There's Alex Hackett. And here's Chase On. Only one defender to beat. Can Askew stop her? Great defense from Avery Askew. Holding off the 2-player rush from the Rams. Tully's going to retreat it all the way back. 6 minutes left in this opening period. O'Connor across the blue line. Handing it off. Right back to O'Connor. The tic-tac-toe can't finish it. Chase On. Off of Tuccinardi. Another collision among 2 New Canaan players. SWS couldn't convert it to offense. What a move by Tully. Just took. Alex Harra took Leiden with her. Peroni's going to dump it off, look to clear it out. Can't quite do so. That time grabbed by Rayer. On the net, Peroni watches it. Leiden couldn't quite stay with it. This one going all the way down ice. Peroni's got the right hand up. Icing waved off. The officials will let him play on. Dwayne looking to apply the pressure. Coming out of nowhere's Vasquez. And this one's going down the other way. Peroni will be granted the icing this time. And I will say, Chase, it feels like SWS is digging into their bench. Most of this roster has played so far in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, in the first period, that's what you want to do, right? You want to keep your legs fresh. When time comes, late in the second and, the entire third period, you want to have the ability to play your top line. So if you're able to keep legs fresh this early into the game, when you get to those late minutes in the third, you can cycle 1 or 2 lines instead of 3 and 4.
Shot there just wide off the stick of Wilds. Good feed from number 18, Sherman. From the points, deflected and it's in! SWS sneaks one through Pinkernell, and SWS goes up 1-0. Pinkernell just lost it
And the girls from Stamford Westhill Staples have themselves a lead.
A shot on net there from Kim Boyd. I think it was tipped by Tuscianardi. Let's see here with the replay. And it was pretty darn close to a high stick, but she had it below her shoulder, which is why it wasn't. What a tip there from Tuscianardi. And Kim Boyd with the assist. Get shots on net, and that's what they've done. SWS out to a lead with 4 minutes to go in the first. That one went through the 5-hole on Ashton Pinkernell. What a shot from Boyd, and Tuscianardi able to put it in with the tip.
So Tuscianardi gets SWS on the board.
And I mean, you talk about the ability to screen goalies and get tips, and that's what they've done so far, and that's why they got a goal there. And she was able to keep her stick below the shoulder. Again, to all the viewers, that's why it was not a high stick.
So our player to watch, Tuscianardi, comes up big for SWS, and New Canaan's playing from behind now. But a lot of time left to win, or that's Quinn. So Peroni, wide open net on the deflection. Benson watches it back. Pinkernell sticks the hand up, and she'll be granted icing.
And you can just feel the energy from the beginning of the game, I would say. SWS just came out with that quick start, right? When I did the New Canaan game earlier in the year against SWS when New Canaan won 6-0, they didn't have their starting goalie in net, and you can just feel the energy. SWS is playing free because of their goaltending situation, and they're generating offense because of it.
Clara Peroni, one talented goalie for SWS, the freshman from Staples High School. She had 23 saves in the win against New Canaan. Again, in her career, she's 1-0 against the New Canaan Rams, looking to keep that streak alive, but there's still a lot of hockey left to be played. Putting it into the zone, behind the net, chasing it. Was right here. There's a shot, and just wide of the net by a matter of inches was Griffiths looking to tie us up.
I think that was Janiga on the doorstep.
Also, my eyesight is really going, is what you're telling me, that 19-18, close enough. But
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw chirps at you, but I think that's 18, but I could be wrong. She's got the jersey tucked, the old Gretzky move. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
Probably I'm wrong on it as Peroni makes the stop. You know this team better than I do.
Yeah, I think that's an 18, but I mean, New Canaan, a little sequence of offense there, but SWS has been proving why they're one of the best teams in the state, one of the better teams in the state, and Rich Buellen's been cycling his third line a lot as of right now. He's got Hibbert on the ice, so see what they can do.
Now Griffiths comes back on the ice, so you were right, it wasn't 18. I was wrong. Shot there, stopped by Peroni. Chasing this one all the way back is Tully. And she'll get the icing on it. Minute 46 left in the opening period. SWS leads New Canaan 1-0.
And I mean, we talk about energy. If you look at the New Canaan bench right now, they're just soaking in their mitts. And SWS has just put on, I mean, even though it's only 1-0, other than the past 2 minutes, they put on pretty much a clinic.
Behind the net, that one is grabbed by Boyd. Looking to turn it into some offenses, Layden. And Layden's still up. Good touch there. Intercepting it's Benson. O'Connor. Pass down to Tully. Maddie Tully couldn't quite grab it. There's Kim Boyd. Not able to come up with it is Lexi Tully. Couldn't tell if she was trying to catch it or just knock it down or what that was. Nonetheless, a minute left in this first period. Maddie Tully on the offense. Tully's going to chase this one back. 40 seconds left in the opening period.
And to Benson. Intercepted by Tuccinardi. Nice move. Tully to O'Connor, and she just shoots it wide. Puts a little too much power on it. O'Connor was looking to get the equalizer.
That was a rifle off the stick of O'Connor, just a little wide.
Benson. Chipped into the neutral zone. Brown past her. Chase on. Can they work the quick offense? And no, they can't. That takes us to the end of the first period. SWS leading New Canaan 1-0 in a wild first period. What'd you see, Chase?
I saw a lot of both sides. Towards the end of the period, New Canaan started to turn it up. But in the beginning, I would say SWS had it. Obviously, Tuccinardi from the Boyd assist, from the Boyd shot, from the point. They're up 1-0, and this isn't something a lot expected, right? A lot expected it to be a tie game, if not a New Canaan lead. But right now, SWS is leading, and they just got to keep it going, right? Keep getting shots on net, test Pinkernail, and that's what they've been able to do. So I'm sure Rich Buellin isn't happy on the Rams bench, and he's probably telling his team, hey, settle down. Let's play our hockey. Let's win these corner battles. Starts there, and then we start generating offense from there.
A lot of hockey left to be played between New Canaan and SWS, 30 minutes to be exact. We're through the first period. SWS leads New Canaan 1-0 on the DAF Media Network. We're going to step aside and be right back with the second period. Back on the DAF Media Network, Peroni and Pinkernail get set in their respective nets. 15 minutes up on the scoreboard, and we are ready for the second period of play. It will be Moley and Tuccinardi to get us started in the second period. And we're underway. New Canaan in the home whites with the red helmets and the black numbering. SWS in the road blacks with the white numbering, black helmets. Team switch sides. Braden Shankin, Chase Harden with you still on the DAF Media Network. Oh, sticking the hand out was Tuccinardi, making the defender save. Don't think that's that friendly of a shot from Tully. Might leave a scar or a bruise. Unless you're Tully. Almost handing it off to Kim Boyd. Shot. Peroni watches it. Behind the nets. Big hit there. That's going to clear out to the neutral zone. Good clear by the SWS defense as Tuccinardi was looking for the call, didn't get it.
And the arena's irate at that, saying it should have been an interference.
Shot once again stopped by Tuccinardi. That's her second save in this second period. Taking the shot. Again stopped by Tuccinardi. That time from Sam Metler, number 14. You probably know, Chase, because you play. Are those, do they sting at all?
Those definitely sting, but it feels good because you're doing something for your team. And when you take one for your team and the girls or boys are celebrating on the bench, it's always a good feeling. So it doesn't really matter. And sometimes the sting feels good. So it's all worth it.
There's New Canaan, Tully. Maddie Tully gets tripped up, hands it off to O'Connor. The one-on-one stop by Peroni. Peroni read O'Connor 100% on that, makes the stop. And along the boards, Chason comes away with it. Cleared out to the neutral zone, but what a stop by Clara Peroni. Handing it off to Chase on. Stopped by Askew. In the neutral zone, Reese Quinn with the touch, the sophomore. The last name Quinn is familiar for New Canaan High School athletics fans. Good reason. Her sister Olivia currently diving for Davidson. Again, one of the many family trees in these towns is Dwayne hands it off. Peroni comes out of it, doesn't make a move. Now Mettler. Right there, the hand goes up, delayed penalty on SWS. In front of the net, Peroni knocks it away. Pinkernell's not paying attention. And then eventually she comes off, but the penalty is assessed. And I don't know what Ashton Pinkernell was doing. She was watching the play when all of her coaches were yelling at her to get off the ice and bring the extra skater out.
Yeah, I mean, when you can get that extra skater, it's basically a couple extra seconds of a power play, but sometimes when you haven't got any shots in a couple minutes, you fall asleep in the net. They're going to take SWS for a trip. Charlie Sosa and the Rams a chance to capitalize and tie this game up. They've got the first line on with Benson and Tully on defense.
Slap shot from Benson through some traffic, and someone was ducking on it.
It's a great tip there from Chason. Almost found the back of the net.
In the neutral zone, Liz Brown credited with the penalty on that one, so she's got the 2-minute minor. Benson, the slap shot. Again, stopped by Tuccinardi. Handed up by Tully. And Peroni makes the stop.
Peroni's right there, and that SWS defense has to be aware of that. You can't let people in front of your net like that, and especially with screens and everything. And Tully had a one-on-one there, and she came up big there, Peroni. And what SWS defense does, they're on the PK, but it doesn't matter. You have to make sure Peroni has clear sight, and you got to get those Rams players out at the front of your net.
Layden comes out for SWS. Tully just stuck the hand up, grabbed the puck, knocked it down, and tried to get a backhanded shot on Peroni. Didn't stop Claire Peroni from making the stop. Boyd's looking to clear it out. Hackett's going to look to assist. Benson, will she take another shot? On the net, and Peroni watches it to her left. Canaan's run that offensive play all season. So far worked for them. Askew clearing it, or not quite clearing it. And Canaan will need to clear the zone, but here's Tully coming right back in. Lexi Tully, the shot. Heads up. Tully making a nice move. In front of the net, O'Connor. She shoots, stopped by Peroni. Benson. Again, the strong shot, stopped by the blocker, Peroni. O'Connor off the skate of Boyd. Shot. The rebound, the punt, one goal is wide open. Peroni laying out. And she makes the stop.
And are you kidding me? Peroni just standing on her head right now. And what a difference maker she is, Braden. I mean, we touched on it in the beginning of the game. When you have a goalie like her, you can accomplish just about anything. And she has been all over her crease, making incredible saves. And Rams fans are stunned, but Peroni, just so many key stops. I mean, so many people in this arena are at a loss of words at how many chances the Rams have had, and Peroni's just come up big. And another thing SWS has done is their ability to win puck battles, and that's what Rich Buellin said they needed to do, and they haven't done it as far, and that's why SWS has a 1 on their column, and the Rams don't.
Gotta give credit to Askew on that as well, laying the body down, just hopping to give Peroni the extra coverage, because Peroni covered the right side, but the entire left side of the net was wide open as the power play from Brown is killed off. So both teams back to even strength now. There's Moley looking to go. Nora Moley knocked away. SWS, they have not won a game since February 1st when they beat Massac Co-op 3-0. They've lost their last 5 straight. And in the last 4, they've only scored 1 goal combined. Stopped by Pinkernell. Going to the ice, getting right back up is Boyd. And cross-checking will be called.
And can't tell. I think they're taking Rare here for a cross-check. Catherine Rare. This is going to be SWS's first power play of the game and a chance for them to get a 2 on their side and get the 2-goal lead. Rich Buellen's going to send O'Connor and Tully out to kill this one. Sisters, Maddie Tully and Lexi Tully. And then on the other side, Benson. This is a key kill for the Rams as they're trying to keep this a 1-goal game.
So SWS will get their first look on the power play. They currently lead by 1, so a penalty that New Canaan's not happy giving up. Askew swinging and missing on it. Here's New Canaan. O'Connor's going to dump it off. There's no icing. Peroni thought about it for a second. Askew grabs possession. Coming out is Ella Pearl back onto the ice. Maya Sherman, associate captain in the neutral zone with it. Handing it off to Askew. Scrum on the boards. Moley's looking to grab it. Front of the net, Pinkernell watches it. Also, I'm just realizing, does Pinkernell have a different jersey than everybody else?
She might. Yeah, I think you're right.
Stripes are different. The NC logo's different. Looks like it's an older jersey or something. I'm not sure why I'm just noticing that.
Yeah, I don't think they have a 35 jersey because obviously she was a defenseman earlier in the year, which a lot of people don't know, but she was thrown into net, and her player jersey probably didn't work, so they probably just threw on number 36, and it was an old jersey, but I didn't notice that. And we have a delayed penalty here.
There's a delayed penalty against New Canaan. Peroni's looking to skate off the ice. And the penalty will be enforced, so SWS will get 12 seconds on the 5-on-3 offense, and New Canaan, they got to stay out of the penalty box right now.
Yes, they do. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for SWS. They're taking O'Connor for tripping. Pretty obvious call for the officials there. And this is a legit opportunity for SWS to put a 2 on the guest side of the scoreboard. And a 5-on-3, always a tough one for the Killers. They've got Metler, Quinn, and Moley.
9 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Askew, she keeps it in. Avery Askew, 3 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Front of the nets. Rayhurst freed, so then they will bring Chason out. But again, the next minute 43, New Canaan needs a player down. Peroni coming out quite a ways. She'll just slap it to the left. Transitioning it to Layden in the offense. Big hit there. Coming all the way down ice. Peroni calling for somebody to aid. Out in the neutral zone, Hackett. Minute left on the power play. Looking for a receiver on that pass, didn't find one. Layden on the ground. .30 seconds left on the power play.
And now here's New Canaan, chase on. She's got some momentum, spinning around, and she loses it. Piper Chason had a look. In front of the net, deflected. Peroni didn't see it coming, then she pounces on it.
Nice tip there by Tully, but Peroni again. Said her name a couple times tonight, and she's come up pretty big.
Just a couple times, really? Feels like a lot of times.
And it looks like Fingernail has a pad malfunction, so they're gonna stop play to fix that. So a little bit of a delay.
Well, I was trying to figure out why all the parents were signaling over for a timeout. Was it just me that noticed that? It was like 6 parents were all, signaling timeout. Not sure why, and I guess that would be a reason if Pinkernell's pads came undone and she couldn't really make a stop, but she still made a lot of stops there down the stretch.
SWS using this to their advantage, getting a little huddled up to try and game plan. But Braden, SWS is, I'm not saying that, this was, in the beginning, this was supposed to be a pretty great game, but SWS, I think, has been better than the Rams as of far, and the score shows it as well. But I think, not that much better, but goaltending-wise, they've just, Peroni's, as of right now, best goalie in the state, and the way she's been playing today. So, and it looks like the SWS bench doesn't like how delayed this is, or maybe they're calling their players over.
Well, I think New Canaan called a timeout on this. You might as well extend it. And SWS is, unless maybe they didn't call a timeout on it. Well, that's what the debate's going to be.
I think they might be taking an outside. Let's see here.
Not really sure what's happening there. I mean, I feel like it should be like the NFL. You waste the time, you got to get charged with your timeout. But yet again, you only get one, so. Nonetheless, play will resume.
They're going to keep it inside. And Benson's going to, looks like she has to get something on bench. There's all types of things going on.
Someone's got to close the door, though. No one's going to notice that.
Well, and now they're going back to Pinkernell, so. Got all types of action going on, Braden.
So head coach John Fay, Steve Falcone will call over their team to huddle something up. I got to assume they give New Canaan the timeout on this. I mean, you're looking at, 3-4 minutes now? Nonetheless, though, it's a good time to shout out our DAF Media production crew with, look at this. Dalton Moss has the equipment malfunction with the watch, our graphics coordinator. But a great crew on hand: Jason Bellingham, Eric Bellingham, Dalton Moss, who got his watch figured out, Andrew Lee and Leon Shen working tonight with our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew. Braden Shank, Chase Harden with you. So glad you could be with us. I feel like I probably should have said that, but I had to take a shot at Dalton on that. Just it fits in. Dalton's been doing a great job on the graphics tonight. As I got to assume that's what head coach John Fay is talking to the ref about, charging New Canaan with their timeout on this.
It's either that or where they should spot the puck, because it was a New Canaan. But now they're checking the. I don't know, but I mean, I guess for the Rams it's a good hold to momentum, because SWS, even though the Rams have been charging offensively, when your goalie makes nice saves like that, it brings up the bench. Momentum-wise, and right now it's sort of holding both teams' momentums. But I would say SWS had that momentum, so I guess you could argue it's a good thing for the Rams. But maybe they will charge the Rams for the timeout. Who knows? With 5:33 to go in the second, still a 1-goal game, 1-0 SWS.
Did Benson ever come out of the locker room?
She did, yes.
Oh, she did? Just missed that. So you've got the hockey expertise here. What exactly is happening down there? Is it just the skate came undone, the lace?
I am not a goalie, but from what I do know, you connect a lace under your skate that connects to your pad, so your pad stays upright. And I think that came undone. I think the lace broke, so they're trying to figure that out, trying to put some extra knots on it and try and retie it. So I mean, yeah, basically there's a lace that goes under your skate that connects to the top part of your pad, or the bottom part of your pad, and it makes it stay upright. But looks like they've got it all set, and we're back ready to play after probably 5 or 6 minutes.
So we're going to get an official word if New Canaan got charged with the timeout on that or not. Nonetheless, 5:33 left. SWS does have the 10-second power play left. Face off to Peroni's right. Won by Askew in SWS. Cleared out to the neutral zone. O'Connor leaves the box. Both teams back to even strength. And whistle will be blown.
I'm going to call that one offsides. Official right in position to make that call. Obviously, the lead offsides in high school hockey. Not if you skate offsides, which was that, so it was a automatic offsides.
So coming all the way down to Pinckernell. Five minutes left before the intermission. SWS leads New Canaan 1-0. Layden looking to dump it off to Pearl. There's Benson. Amanda Benson, she is committed to Arizona State to skate for the Lady Sun Devils. Shot stopped by Peroni. And that's quite the accomplishment to be playing Division I hockey for Arizona State next year.
I think it's Division I club, but still a cool feat.
Exactly. Oh, big hit there, staying with it. It's totally the shot and the glove saved by Clara Peroni.
And SWS still firing. Rams dominated lately, but I mean, you talk about a young team in SWS. Both teams young, but SWS, they consist of 12 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 5 seniors. So they've got more freshmen than any other grade. Obviously, graduating Meadow Gilchrist and Sydney Butler, 2 star players. And looks like the officials are going to say that they changed late, so they're going to send somebody back on the ice. But, I mean, both teams young, but this SWS team hasn't shown it as of so far. And it's we're in for a good rest of the second period and third period, Braden.
Shot there, Peroni, fundamental stop. You mentioned Meadow Gilchrist. She's off playing Division III hockey, and then Sydney Butler playing club hockey at the University of Delaware. The last year senior from the AITE school in Stamford. I know we made the comments about it last year. I still don't know what AITE stands for. And Peroni just using the glove right there to make the stop. Clara Peroni, the CT Polar Bears Club product, and she has just owned that goalie crease all night.
Yes, she has. She's shown her athleticism, and she's played, and she's lived up to that hype. But the Rams have still been cycling 3 lines, and I would assume later in the third, no matter how the game's gone, because of that, they've been cycling these lines. They're going to start to lessen that and start to cycle the 1 and 2 lines, as is SWS with Tuccinardi and her lines.
Moving along the boards. Now one sent in front of the net. Shot and the glove save by Peroni. That was Marissa Del Carmine, the freshman, on the shots from points. But Peroni makes yet another stop.
It's a nice shot there from Del Carmine. Her both freshmen, her twin brother Tony Del Carmine is on the boys varsity New Canaan team. He's one of the key contributors to that team.
Face off won by SWS in the New Canaan offensive zone. There's Layden, and Layden across the blue line. Griffiths looking to center the pass. Finds the receiver, Sam Metler. Shot there off of Layden. And Layden, the freshman, took over the number 6 jersey from the departing Piper Fine. Has done a great job for SWS this season in the forward. Also comes from a hockey family. Mentioned the Del Carmines, the Laydens. James Layden, a player for the Stamford Westhill co-op team. And then Ann Layden out there for SWS. Just past the stick of Tully. Chasing it back is Boyd. Benson, the shot through the alley, stopped by the blocker. Peroni, the rebound, was looking for Tully. A minute 50 left before the intermission, and Amanda Benson looking to break that 0 on the New Canaan scoreboard. With the moves just high. There's Tully. Back to Quinn, she loses it. Pickpocketing is Boyd, Kim Boyd. Is she off to the races? Boyd the shot. Ground ball knocked behind the nets. O'Connor's just going to dump it into the zone. There's Hackett. Sherman now the shot, stopped by the blocker of Pinkernell. 1 minute left before the intermission. Front of the net, Pinkernell watches it. SWS keeping the pressure on to the open space. Sherman, chip in front of the net. Pinkernell will just pounce on it and freeze the puck with 29.8 to play in the second period.
And I mean, this late second period, I would say, has been mostly Rams, other than that 30-second sequence. Ashton Pinkernell, we've talked so much about, Peroni, but Ashton Pinkernell has been playing pretty solid back there, and you can't discredit the fact that she was a defenseman in the beginning of the year and was asked to play goalie, and she's stepped up massively. She's played incredible as of this far. She's 10-1-1. She has 6 shutouts. She has 9 goals against in 12 games, and for somebody that didn't play goalie in the beginning of the year, she's played pretty darn well.
As indeed. 20 seconds left before the intermission. Fighting for it is Tuccinardi. She has the goal for SWS. Askew from the point, just off the side of the puck. 9 seconds, and Askew corrals it once again. Dumping it off into the zone is Avery Askew. And that will take us to the intermission. The co-op of Stamford Westhill Staples leads New Canaan 1-0 after 2 periods of play. Chase, what have you seen in the first 2 periods?
New Canaan's just got to keep getting shots on net. I mean, eventually one's got to go in on Peroni. They dominated that period, and Peroni's the only reason New Canaan doesn't have a 1 on the scoreboard. Keep getting shots on net, keep getting rebounds, and eventually you're going to find the back of the net.
So New Canaan, they've had the opportunity, just can't beat Clara Peroni. What adjustments do you think they're going to make in the third period to try to beat Peroni and tie this game up?
Adjustments-wise, I wouldn't say there's many. I would just say keep getting shots on net. But Rich Buellin, what he's going to do is he's going to start cycling 1 and 2 lines instead of 3 and 4. He's going to make sure that his top players, Chason, O'Connor, and Tully, are staying on the ice. Because guess what? In order to win games, you got to keep your best players out there and let them make plays. And that's what he's going to do. Also, defensively, he's going to cycle Benson and Tully and Mettler. Maybe cycle 3, maybe cycle 4 with Del Carmine in there as well. So that's what they're going to do over in SWS. They just got to keep playing well defensively and hope Peroni, which she's done all game, keeps doing her thing.
There's 15 minutes left to play. SWS is looking to pull off the upset of the tournament, knock New Canaan out, the defending FCIAC and state champion. However, there's 15 minutes left, as I said. A lot of time for New Canaan to get that 1 equalizer. We'll see if they can do that when we return on the DAF Media Network. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be an exciting finish between SWS and New Canaan.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us and that got us going. And through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth in our town on our fields. Fields like the center oval and upper oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
We're back on the DAF Media Network. There's 15 minutes left to play between New Canaan and SWS with a ticket to Saturday's FCIAC Championship on the line. Chase, what do you think this third period is going to have in store?
I think it's going to be a lot of shots. New Canaan's favored 21-7 shots-wise. New Canaan's just, I think they're going to put a lot of shots on Peroni and test her because she's been tested all game and she's been up to the challenge. You know, still with the shutout, she's got a 0. She hasn't let up a goal, so they're going to just try and keep generating shots, and out of those shots, generate rebounds and maybe put one in the back of the net. And SWS got to keep doing the thing. They've been outshot, but they just got to stay strong defensively. And like I've said, hope Peroni keeps doing her thing.
So SWS, this is where head coaches Steve Falcone, John Fay make their money. Can they go 15 minutes and keep New Canaan off the scoreboard and advance to their second ever FCIAC championship as New Canaan looks to return the defending champions of this tournament?
This is your jam, isn't it,
Of
Braden?
course, gotta love Avicii. Gets the crowd hype. Of course, we got our graphics coordinator Dalton Moss jamming out as well. Our DAF Media production crew, Jason Bellingham, Eric Bellingham, Dalton Moss, Leon Shen, and Andrew Lee, the DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew, Braden Shank, Chase Hardy with you. So glad you could be with us on the DAF Media Network as O'Connor and Tuccinardi get us started in the third period. Come on, not even some Avicii levels or something that doesn't get you hype right there?
I'm more of a Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC type of guy.
Can't blame you there. Some good songs as well.
Metallica as well. They've got a couple good songs as well. Enter Sandman, of course. Virginia Tech for you, Braden. That Enter Sandman entrance for the football game is pretty cool.
It is indeed, as there's Sully now. I feel like they got to bring that to the high school level. Get like Dunning Field or the Darien High School Stadium field shaken before the Turkey Bowl one year. Or even in the Darien Ice House for an FCIAC championship or something.
I would say they have the best entrance. I think Penn State's is pretty darn cool as well. What is that, like 100,000 people? But Enter Sandman's pretty sick too.
Not even Clemson, the touching the rock and then running down the hill.
I think Virginia Tech's better than Clemson. I think the Enter Sandman is the top of all college football entrances.
Oh.
Can't go wrong with some good Metallica.
So if you're watching this, Rich Buellin, some ideas for next season, playing Enter Sandman when they run out to the ice. Or Steve Falcone, John Fay. Anybody put in the suggestion box? Here's Pearl. Pearl off the skate of Benson. Didn't even flinch on it. Front of the net, Askew. That's laid in, actually. Then Askew. And it will be frozen by Ashton Pinkernell.
Pinkernell up to the task there. She covers it, and Mettler and O'Connor there helping her out, making sure nobody gets to the front of the net. Rich Buellin sending on his third line. At a certain point, you would think Rich Buellin's going to shorten his bench. As is SWS. They're cycling two lines now.
Front of the net, big hit there. Was looking for Layden for the finishing touch. Liz Brown can't get it there. Rayer's looking to go on a rush. Nonetheless, Tuccinardi. It's actually Askew. There's Sam Mettler behind the net with it. Shooting it out to the neutral zone. Askew. Again, New Canaan just needs that one lucky shot to get the equalizer. SWS is looking to prevail here. Again, a newer program. They've only been to one FCIAC championship, and that was last year when they shut out Darien in the FCIAC semifinals. Looking to go back-to-back for the first time in program history. And as for New Canaan, the seasoned vets, there's been 19 FCIAC championships in history, and they've played in 15 of those 19.
Yeah, I mean, SWS, I think that was their first year as a co-op. Last year, the SWS co-op, and they made it to the FCIAC championship. And New Canaan, they've been there a ton of times, but right now it's SWS. Still a lot of hockey to be played. 12:24. That's an eternity in the sport of hockey. And let's see if New Canaan can squeak one out or SWS.
There's Hibbert. Now Griffiths, she loses it. I'm not sure when SWS was created. I could have swore it was more than 2 years ago, but yet again, I didn't do the homework on that one. I know it's at least 3 years old because they used to have Andrew Stallings a couple of years ago coaching SWS. And then the co-coaches of Falcone and Fay took over, and their era has been very successful as Peroni. The rebound is in! New Canaan gets the equalizer with 11:51 to play. New Canaan goes on the scoreboard and shows they are here to play. We're tied at 1.
And Lexi Tully, we said it, gets shots on net. Peroni. Lexi Tully with the rebound, and she puts one on the board. We got ourselves a tie game here at Darien Ice House. And Braden, boy, are we in for a fun rest of the third.
What a goal for New Canaan. It took them till the third period, but they get the equalizer. And just like that, it is a brand new ball game, folks. Lexi Tully with the New Canaan goal, the junior for the Rams, and we're tied at 1. Goal number 13 for Lexi Tully. She's 4th on New Canaan in goals. And now O'Connor's looking to go the other way. Serena O'Connor. Puck not loose. Stalemate on the boards. Coming over for help is Maddie Tully. There's Benson. Turned away, SWS. It's going to be a one-on-one. There's Sherman. She's got a nice shot. Sherman tries to poke it through. Grabbed by Chason. Tuccinardi coming over. Again, the aggressive play continues. There's Askew. Pinkernow puts the hand up, and icing will be given.
And that will go for an ice. One of these teams, 1-1 tie, one of these teams trying to face off against Darien in the FCIAC Championship. And you talk about SWS's history. Maybe I had a little too much Gatorade at intermission. I don't know. I could be wrong about last year. But you talk about the history between Darien and New Canaan. For all the times they've played, New Canaan 36-19-1 versus them. They have so many FCIAC and state championships versus each other, and those are two of the best programs in the state.
Stopped by Peroni. Just looking at my sheet here, I've got records for them all the way back to 2017. However, last year was their first year finishing above 500, and the only time they finished above 500 in program history.
So I had too much Gatorade for intermission. I guess I'll admit that. And
Although I will give you credit, I think Staples might have been added 2 or 3 years ago to the co-op. It might have just been Stamford Westhill for a while. And I don't know when Staples got added to the mix. I was going to say, they definitely have been around for 3 years because I remember doing them freshman or sophomore year when they came to Darien.
I think I might be thinking about this whole Staples thing, but again, maybe I had too much Sprite or whatever I had during intermission, but keeping me on my toes.
I told you to lay off that stuff, man. Come on. Nonetheless, 9:26 left to play. Liz Brown can't stay with it. Going the other way with it is Moley. Nora Moley. Dumping it off. Peroni watches it. Again, a very different story than what we saw in that first semifinal where it was all Darien just dominating Greenwich. This is an evenly matched battle in which it's 1-1 thus far. Piper Chason. Turned away by Sherman. There's Benson. Shots. Just wide. This one coming all the way down ice, and icing will be given. But this is a very different team than what we saw at SWS, really the last 5 games. This is a team that showed up to play. The defense came ready. They lost 5 straight entering play. Lost to Daniel Han, lost to Darien, lost to Simsbury, lost to East Catholic, lost to Mercy Northwest Catholic. So it's a team that came out here ready to play, and they're giving New Canaan a run for their money right now.
Yeah, and I think one of the big keys to that is the fact that Peroni's in net. Like you said, she plays for the Polar Bears, and she doesn't play for SWS all the time. And when she's in net, you totally see a difference, and that's what we see today.
Shot there, blocker stopped by Peroni. Again, the game on Saturday, Gracie Capitan filled in at goalie, went down with an injury in the third period, and SWS, I guess you could say, forfeited the third period in the game because they had no other goalie to put in net. So definitely a rough way to enter the FCIAC tournament, but they put that behind them, and it's a brand new SWS team. Tuccinardi fighting for the puck with Dwayne. Still some extracurriculars on it. There's Hibberts. Over to Dwayne. Shot from point, stopped by Tuccinardi in front of the net. And Peroni just jumps on it. Freezes it right in front of her. Heads up play by the Staples freshman.
7:41 to go. Clock's starting to tick. We've got ourselves a tie. A lot of hockey still to be played. One team trying to go to the FCIAC Championship will be held Saturday night to face the Darien Blue Wave.
Say that so, like, enthusiastic there. Build the drama, the Darien Blue Wave.
It's a high, and they wave it off because New Canaan touched it.
Here's Moley. Across the blue line, centers pass to Raher. Raher the shot, stopped by the blocker. Peroni the rebound, and Peroni just freezes it right there.
And Rhea right there with a legit chance to put one in the back of the net. She's got 4 goals, 2 assists for 6 points on the season. And when we talked to Rich Buellman before the game, he said Catherine Rhea is the best penalty killer on our team. And although it doesn't show on the points column on the roster, she is in fact one of their better players because of her defensive abilities on offense. And guess what? Just because you can't generate goals on offense doesn't mean your coach isn't going to play you, because if your plus-minus is in the pluses and not the minuses, you're going to play. Because guess what? That means you're generating more goals than letting up goals, and that's exactly what Catherine Rare is, and that's the type of player she is, and that's what Rich Buellman said when we spoke with him.
Interesting insight from the 22-year veteran, Rich Buellman. That's a long time to be coaching this New Canaan team, but he loves it. Stopped by Peroni. Crazy to think before either of us were born, he was still a veteran on this New Canaan team.
Yes, he was. He was also a goalie back in the day for Stamford, so I guess he's playing his alma mater, and says he was quite the goalie back in the day, but I haven't watched. Obviously, he's well past my age, so I wouldn't know. I don't want to offend anybody by guessing his age, so.
Could go to the Stamford High School archives, look for a VHS tape or something.
Yeah.
I mean, even look at the start of his career. Coached at Westhill for a while, got his start there, and so definitely has a lot of homage to the Stamford Westhill side of SWS. It's a very personal game for him, and then Staples, who we think may have just got added to the SWS co-op in the last 3 years or so. Not entirely sure. Probably should know that.
I guess we'll do our homework after this game for the next time SWS faces somebody, which could be Saturday night with a 1-1 tie, which we have right now.
But they have to win.
Well,
Saturday.
yeah.
They can't tie and go to Saturday. But I see what you mean. There's Moley. Pushing it is Rayer, frozen by Peroni with 5:58 to play in the third period.
Always keeping me on my toes, Braden.
Of course.
Much appreciated. Might have to start calling you Dylan again just to
We're doing that again.
Get you ticked off.
I also like that you just said that so seamlessly. You're like, yeah, Dylan, a good point there. And then you didn't have to think about it at first. Then you're like, oh, yeah.
And then I realized I screwed up. But
well, for you DAF fans out there missing the voice of Dylan DeRiso, he'll be back next week with the boys ice hockey. FCIAC semifinals. Darien making the tournament, playing the winner of Richfield and Greenwich. I believe New Canaan, they are on the road, or they're hosting the first round game against St. Joe's, and then if they win, they will go to the Wonderland of Ice in the semifinals to play Fairfield Co-op.
So many legit contenders for the boys' side of FCIAC and States. So many quality teams. I can probably name 5 to 10 teams that have a legit chance at it. You know, New Canaan, Darien, Fairfield Prep, Fairfield Co-op, Xavier, obviously Notre Dame and West Haven being the best team in the state, but Fairfield Prep beat them 5-1 the other night, which was pretty surprising, with Notre Dame pretty much blowing every team out of the water for the past couple weeks with the 3-2 win against Darien, whatever, all these games.
Griffiths in front of the net. Stop by Peroni, the rebound. The goal is wide open. Just putting the body on the line was Kim Boyd. And again, the help from the SWS defenders. You could tell that's how you know you have each other's backs when Peroni's covering one side and defenders willingly putting her body in front of the net to stop the other side.
Taking one for the team.
Askew did it earlier. Peroni doing it right there. Or not Peroni, but Boyd doing it right there, helping Peroni. A good team-minded atmosphere SWS has. Second-year head coaches Steve Falcone, John Fay, assisted Ned Costanzo, Coleman Lunt, a good coaching staff over in Stamford. Benson on the ground, stopped by Peroni. The rebound going right to the stick of Dwayne. She had a look. Tuccinardi knocked to the ice. No call on it. They wanted the trip, but it looked like she might have just tripped over her shoelace. Or skate lace, that is. Short pass to Tuccinardi off the skate of Tuccinardi. There's Griffiths. Bringing it back to Benson. Puck enters the SWS zone. Hackett misses on it.
That was close to being a too many men call against the Rams, but Mettler just got off the ice.
Shot stopped by the blocker of Pig Grinnell. Chip and chase from Rayer. Rayer going to the side of the net. Peroni makes the stop. Another one from Peroni. Fans are getting into it. Here's Tuccinardi. It's actually Layden. Annie Layden. Layden still got it. The shot stopped by Pinkernell. That would have been something, Chase.
Yes, it would have. Nice
Layden.
Series of moves there, some extracurriculars, but the officials aren't calling anything with 3:19 to go in the third, and that's pretty well received because unless you had a little too many adult beverages before the game at the tailgate, you should know that the officials aren't going to call anything unless it's a crime this late in a tie game.
And that Ice Cats trio for SWS, Askew, Layden, and Hackett, it really stepped up big for this SWS team. Has the chemistry in the club season, and they bring it to this SWS team. Although the red helmets don't help, that they look like they go with New Canaan, but it's easy to spot them out.
Yes.
The red Ice Cat helmets. There's Benson weaving through defenders. Benson just losing it. And Layden. Can she be the hero? Piper chase on, looking to go the other way. Deflected away off. 2:40 to play in regulation. We're knotted up at 1. And the great thing about these semifinals, Chase, we have to have a winner. There's no ties in semifinal hockey.
And that's something you gotta love. Nobody likes a tie. You want a winner and you want a loser, and that's what we'll have here tonight.
Although you don't want to be the loser.
True.
But sometimes that's the bad end of the straw. Just overshooting the stick of Vasquez, Olivia Vasquez, the freshman from Stamford High. Tully's looking to track it down. The centering pass, Peroni knocks it loose. And New Canaan continues to dominate the possessions. Up the near side, Hackett, a big hit, knocked to the ice.
Everybody's heart's racing right now. 1:40 left. Griffiths looking to center it. Finds its way. Shot off the side of the net. Big shot from Maeve Hibbert. Hackett knocked to the ice once again. The aggressive play from Hibbert. It's actually Tully. Tully's still up across the blue line. Taking it to the cage. And Peroni watches that. An opportunity, just had it for a little too long. Askew loses it. Layden's looking to track it down. Under a minute left. Shot off to Pinkernell. Front of the cage. Kept by Sherman. Again, Pinkernell just knocks it to her right. Icing will be given to Peroni with 13.1 left to play. And you couldn't ask for a more action-packed game.
No, you couldn't. 32.1 to go on the clock. A good chance for SWS to try and get one before regulation ends.
Face-off will be in the SWS offensive zone to the right of Ashton Pinkernell. Ann Leiden and Serena O'Connor on the face-off. 1 to Tuccinardi and SWS. Boyd the shot through some traffic off of Tuccinardi. Grabbed by the Rams. Here's Tully going the other way. 23 seconds. Tully will be pushed off, knocked against the boards. Kept in by the likes of Sam Metler. Stalemate along the boards. Metler, the shot. And Peroni will put a glove on it to freeze it with 6.7 to play.
6.7 to go. Final chance for the Rams here if you're SWS. Obviously, you're focusing defensively here because you know it's either going to overtime or they're putting one in the back of your net. So you're staying strong defensively. And they're going to keep Pinkernell in the net. If there was less time, maybe pull her just to try and get a sixth skater on the ice, but not now.
2-1, and with time expiring, that will take us to the end of regulation. 1-1. Our score. We're going to have some free hockey for you on the DAF Media Network. Overtime coming right up. Chase, what happened to SWS in that third period?
I mean, I think we saw that all game. I think the big component was the fact that SWS's goalie is just phenomenal. And Braden, we talked about this in the beginning of the game. We're in for a good one, and so we are. We're headed to overtime. Sudden death overtime. Whoever scores is off to the FCIAC championship on Saturday against Darien.
You couldn't ask for a more, I mean, I'm not even sure what the word I'm looking for right there, but a very highly, there's a word I'm looking for. I'm just drawing a blank on. Nonetheless, overtime coming right up for you on the DAF Media Network. 1-1 our score. We'll be right back with overtime between New Canaan and SWS. There's no way it's going to be a 15-minute overtime, right? At least that's what the clock reads. We'll see here as we get ready for overtime between New Canaan and SWS. The winner has a date with Darien in the FCIAC championship. Intensity was the word I was looking for before the break. You couldn't ask for a more intense game here. Got to give a shout out to Jason Bellingham for giving me that one.
our awards guru, if you will. Thank you, Jason. Still some confusion on it. I don't know why SWS has 6 players on the ice. So it looks like they're going to do a 15-minute overtime. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's just first one to score wins.
Yep. Sudden death, 5-on-5 overtime. The first person to score is off to the FCIAC championship.
Who's looking to be the hero? There's O'Connor. Falling to the ground is number 11, Kim Boyd. It just takes one to send your team to the FCIAC championship. Shot there from the points. Kept in by Benson. Good pass over to Chason. Piper Chason, the freshman, just to the left of Peroni. There's Chason again. And the glove save of Clara Peroni.
And SWS trying to do what they did last year. They defeated Darien in the semis to go to the FCIAC championship, and they're trying to do it again here against New Canaan, trying to, again, an upset to New Canaan, the 2 seed, SWS, the 3 seed.
The 2023 FCIAC Girls Ice Hockey Semifinals on DAF Media. Braden Shank, Chase Harding with you. So glad you can be with us. Wherever you may be on this Wednesday night, a lot at stake here. And it only takes one goal. Do they play 8-minute overtimes in the state tournament? I don't know why I'm somehow thinking 8-minute overtime.
8 minutes is regular season. You play 1 8-minute overtime, and then after that it's a tie. But in states and FCIACs, you just keep playing 15-minute overtimes. In states, I think, though, it's 1 5-on-5, 15-minute overtime, and then the rest are 4-on-4, whereas FCIACs is just continuous 5-on-5.
You can see my confusion on it, right?
Yes.
Which all the more credit to New Canaan playing a triple overtime thriller with Darien last year. That's an extra, what, 45 minutes of hockey?
Yeah, that was basically 2 games of hockey.
Wow.
I mean, that was a crazy game, and Kaylee Harden put the dagger on it last year, and that was, I think, the best sporting event I've ever witnessed.
And I wasn't even here for that. I was watching that at home, and in disbelief of what I was watching, 3 overtimes. O'Connor right back to Benson. Shot on net and tipped just high. That was Tully looking to send him to the FCIAC championship. SWS desperately trying to clear that out. Now here's Vasquez. Moving it along. O'Connor. Great defense by Kim Boyd, the senior from Westhill. Icing given to Pinkernell and the Rams.
You can see the somewhat bomb squad for the Rams side came off their feet there as O'Connor was trying to put one through the legs to get on a breakaway, but great defensive play there from Kim Boyd, the seasoned senior captain for SWS.
Shot there through some traffic, comes to Peroni, and she will freeze it despite the efforts from Rayer to punch it through.
Or excuse me, that was Tuccinardi that made that last play, but either way, 2 of the key players for that SWS team, and Tuccinardi and Kim Boyd, and we talked about them last year as well.
The last time SWS was in overtime was their first game of the season at Terry Connors. They beat Wilton Norwalk McMahon 2-1 thanks to a Tuccinardi goal. New Canaan, their first overtime game of the season. Shot there, Peroni comes out. Goal is wide open, trying to punch it through, and Peroni freezes it with some extracurriculars.
And Peroni just, again, and the whole defensive core for SWS was looking for it. It was under Peroni, and we've probably said this, I would actually say probably close to 10 times, just how many times has she come up big? She has made so many key stops and she's the reason that SWS is in a 1-1 game in overtime.
Face-off won by SWS. The give and go. Finds its way to Layden. And Layden across the blue line. Chips it just wide of Pinkernell. There's Tully. Lexi Tully, the junior, had the goal for New Canaan to tie us up at 1. Couldn't have asked for a better game for this second semifinal. Sherman now. Chipped around the neutral zone. Finally grabbed by Kim Boyd. Give and go on the outside. Vasquez, the shot through Benson. It's skating, the shot just wide. A collision there as O'Connor goes sliding into the cage. An opportunity for the Rams. O'Connor not able to finish. That could have been the dagger.
O'Connor looks to be a little hurt after that one, but she's going to shake it off. And fans wanted to call there, but that was all stick and a clean play by SWS with 10:31 to go in the first overtime period. Again, sudden death. First goal, and you're off to the FCIAC championship.
Benson stopped by Hackett. That's Chloe Hackett. Wearing the number 5 jersey, associate captain from Staples High School. Gennardi. SWS just needs to focus on these passes, the small things, get them working. There's Moley. Off to chase on. More pushing going on. There's Benson. Spinning her way out of it. Amanda Benson. Just wide through some traffic. Shot from the point. Stopped by Peroni. The rebound in front of the nets. SWS is just desperately looking to clear it out. And they do get it to the neutral zone. Hand this one off. Layden. Here's New Canaan. Chipped off. And there's Avery Askew on the defense. A freshman doing a great job keeping SWS alive. Golden goal, winner goes to the FCIAC championship. Loser, their FCIAC season's done. O'Connor's got some space. The 2-on-1 rush. Tully, stopped by Peroni. And this crowd is loving the action. O'Connor's looking to chip it to herself. Tully off to chase on. He's looking to tip it from Tully. Back in front. Stopped by Sherman. Layden's just going to clear it to the neutral zone. Dumping it off and forcing a line change. Or just one new skater. Quinn dumping it off.
7:13 left in this overtime period. Again, Braden Shank, Chase Arden with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network. DAF, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation, bringing you live coverage of the 2023 FCIAC Girls Ice Hockey Tournament. Moley, the 2-on-1 rush. She'll take it behind the net, look for the wraparound. Off of a Tuccinardi skate, but not able to go in. Icing given to Pinkernell and the Rams.
She didn't gain the red line there, and that's why it went for an ice. 6:35 to go in the first overtime period, and Rich Bullen and SWS still cycling 3 lines, which is not what I expected. I would have expected to see, your 1 and 2 lines out there, but they're still confident in their 3rd lines, which is good to see, because when you have 3 good lines, that generates a lot of good for your squad and your team.
Leda now, knocked away by Tully. Trying her luck is number 25, Ella Pearl. Off of the stick of Vasquez. Shot there, stopped by Benson. A defender stop. This one coming all the way down now. Askew grabs it. Avery Askew. Kept in. Oh, it turned over to O'Connor, and that will be offsides as Chason can't clear the zone.
Official right there to make the call. Rams bench doesn't like it, but he's got the best angle on the ice. And first lines are coming out for both squads. Rams, O'Connor, Chason, and Tully with Tuccinardi and her wingers on as well.
Pushing her off is Maya Sherman, the associate captain. Hackett's handing it off to Paige Tuccinardi. She scored the first for SWS. Next goal is our winner and advancing to the FCIAC championship on Saturday. But again, someone's got to score because it's a semifinal. No call on it. Here's New Canaan. Tully, he's got some space. Behind the net, she shoots it. Taking it in is O'Connor. The shot stopped by Peroni. What's new?
Another save there, easy one for her right in the chest. And here comes that that second line for the Rams and the 3rd line for SWS.
4:37 left in overtime, 1-1 our score between New Canaan and SWS. That's Stamford Westhill Staples for you counting at home. Here's Kim Boyd. Boyd now off to Pearl. Buchanan retreating it back deep in their own zone. Intercepted. The shot and a glove save by Clara Peroni.
And Janiga with a great chance there trying to snipe top Cheddar. She's had that ability all year. She's had a couple really nice goals this year, and her ability, again, just to find the top corner. She's got 5 goals, 4 assists for 9 points, but again, that's Peroni coming up big. What's new, like you keep saying, Braden?
Peroni's such a veteran goalie, and she is just a freshman for SWS. I mean, they have a lot of time to develop her out and really get back to the powerhouse. And that one was looking to be deflected by O'Connor, but she deflects it off, of course. The trajectory on that one was going straight to the net and takes it out of the glove of Peroni. Here's Layden. The shots. And stopped by Pinkernell. Didn't even flinch or not even wait a moment on that. Pinkernell just stuck the glove up and caught that puck.
Pinkernell's also pretty darn solid back there too. I think we've touched on this already. We're talking so much about Peroni and we're not giving Pinkernell the credit she deserves. But the fans wanted to hold there. They claimed they wanted to hold on saying Lexi Tully had her jersey tugged, but the officials didn't give them the call. 3:35 to go in the first overtime period.
Stopped by Pinkernell off the face-off. Tuccinardi behind the nets. Again, both of these teams got very sneaky goals. Kept in by Sherman. Eventually turned over to Chason and the Rams. Piper Chason behind the nets. Nice move there. Maddie Tully turns around over to Chason, and Peroni freezes it. Not a good offensive possession for the Rams, and another frozen puck for Clara Peroni.
This overtime period's been a lot of Rams. They've gotten a ton of shots on net. Looks like Peroni's telling the officials something. I don't know if it's has to do with the players in front, but the Rams just got to keep doing their thing. They've pretty much dominated this overtime period.
Layden and Moley on that face-off to Peroni's left. Front of the net, Peroni punches it out. Shot from Tully, the deflection, and Peroni, off the post! That would have been the goal if it counted, but it hits off the left post. And SWS dodges a bullet right there. We got to take another look at that. Peroni, I thought, froze it, but then somebody just chipped it loose and hit it off the post.
And what a chance there. It looked like might have been Catherine Rare jamming under her glove, or whatever it was, to get it loose, and they almost capitalized on that chance, but they didn't. Still, 1-1.
That's staying in, Rare. Grabbed by Boyd, Kim Boyd. Over to Askew, almost chaos for SWS. Shots from point tipped. It's the 2-minute warning in this overtime. Intercepted by Layden. Big hit there, falling to the ice is Pearl, the freshman from Stamford High. Shot and frozen by Clara Peroni.
And this second line for the Rams has been doing pretty well as of lately, with Catherine Rare having a couple nice chances. First with the one that she poked free that looked to sort of hit off the post, and then that one there, but that's a easy save. And the first lines come on for both teams. Always fun to watch the first line go against the first line, and that's what we have. O'Connor and Tuccinardi going at it at the face-off.
Two of the best shooters in the league. Off the side of the net from the shot from Chason. Shot from Metler, stopped by Peroni. The sophomore Sam Metler was looking to end it with the slap shot, and Peroni makes yet another save.
And how many times tonight have we said, stopped by Peroni? I mean, she just keeps doing her thing. Her ability to see through screens, and she makes another nice glove save there. And looks like they've switched Chason off the centering dot and put O'Connor there. And I would assume it's because O'Connor's ability to win faceoffs, which is a pretty good assumption to make.
Canaan will need to clear the zone. Hit there, Tuccinardi gets knocked down. Refs let him play on. 1:15 in overtime. Layden. And Layden gets knocked down, no call. Officials letting them play on. Here's New Canaan with the opportunity. Serena O'Connor. "40 seconds. Amanda Benson. There's Kim Boyd, 20 seconds. Coming all the way down ice, the icing waved off. Five. Wide open is Nora Moley. She has 2 seconds to work. And a great grab by Askew. Playing aggressive, intercepting it, and we hit the end of OT1. Tied 1-1. Chase, this is crazy right now. And
yes, it is.
That overtime felt like it went in New Canaan's favor. They had the more offensive opportunities, so close by a matter of inches. SWS needs to pick it back up here. They can't be playing defense the entire overtime.
And they can't keep relying on Peroni. Eventually, in order to win this game, you got to put the puck in the back of net. And, you know, thanks, Captain Obvious, but it's true, right? They got to stop relying on Peroni. In regulation, it works. But they got to win this game by scoring goals. And they need to start playing some hockey and chipping it out. And New Canaan pretty much dominated that entire period, dominating in shots. And they're going to send the Zamboni on the ice, sending this to a second overtime. Looking a little bit like last year's state championship, New Canaan Darien, which went into triple overtime. And Braden, this should be a fun one.
Should indeed. I was just looking over to make sure they were taking an overtime intermission. I didn't think they did that. I think they just kept playing overtimes. But nonetheless, we hit our overtime intermission through the first overtime. SWS 1, New Canaan 1. We've got a lot of hockey left on the DAF Media Network. Somebody's going to score, and the winner will go to the FCIAC Championship. Don't go anywhere. SWS and New Canaan, we have the conclusion when we come back on the DAF Media Network.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all of this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the 2nd school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Back on the DAF Media Network, waiting the start of overtime number 2 between SWS and New Canaan. Apparently it's 4-on-4, Chase.
It's 4-on-4 for the remainder of time until somebody scores sudden death. It's just going to be 15-minute periods, 4-on-4 for the rest of the time until somebody scores. And it's been all New Canaan last overtime period. They're out shooting SWS 47-16. So that's just a testament to how well New Canaan's played. It's just they can't get one past Peroni, and she's proved that she's pretty legit. And I would say, as of right now, when she's playing for SWS, the best goalie in the state.
No question about that. Clara Peroni has made so many saves for this SWS team, kept them in this game. You're going toe-to-toe with the best team in the state, or one of the best teams in the state, New Canaan 1-1. They have not backed down, fought with New Canaan to the very end, and it's anybody's game. One shot is all it takes to send you to the FCIAC championship against Darien on Saturday.
Yep, this should be a fun to see. Again, 15-minute periods, 4-on-4. It keeps going, 4-on-4, until somebody puts one in the back of the net to play Darien on Saturday to be crowned victorious for the FCIAC champions.
Let's take you down to the ice now for a puck drop in this second overtime period. We should do up here in the broadcast, 5 people working the crew. We should have one leave, go 4 with the players out there. No? Guess the crew didn't like that, having a 4-man broadcast up here for the remainder of this game.
A 4-man crew.
Yeah, 4-man crew. I guess that got outvoted.
Nonetheless, the start of second overtime. New Canaan in the home whites, SWS in the visiting blacks. It only takes one goal to send you to the FCIAC championship. Who's going to be the hero? O'Connor, the shot. Stopped by the glove of Peroni. I mean, you would think after this performance tonight, Peroni's going to go play softball or something with that glove work. I mean, it's impeccable.
Yeah, maybe a catcher. Or, I mean, she actually a couple years ago, New Canaan had a goalie who was previously a catcher. He knew how to skate, but he didn't know how to play goalie, but he was a catcher. So Clark Jones, the head coach, was like, hey, come play for us. And he ended up being one of the best goalies in the state. So it's funny you bring that up. But she, her glove work, her ability to quickly get into the butterfly position, I mean, every aspect of her game is top notch, and she when she plays for SWS, because she usually plays for the Polar Bears, but when she does, Braden, she's the best goalie in the state.
She is indeed. I mean, if she wanted to pursue softball, her teammate Ann Leiden went to
they've got a delayed penalty coming up,
and just like that, it's going to be 4-on-3 in favor of SWS as New Canaan's trying to plead their cause on it. And disbelief on it as number 13, I believe, Maeve Hibbert, actually 11, Rayer, will go to the box. And now just like that, a huge advantage for SWS.
And a chance for SWS.
Why do they have 5 skaters out there?
Because, or I guess, yeah. So what they do in the NHL is when there's 3-on-3 overtime, instead of it being 3-on-2, they give the team a 4 skaters, so I think that's what they thought the logic was, but instead the Rams are just going to take a skater off.
Yeah, nonetheless, it will be 4-on-3, so New Canaan's really playing shorthanded, and there's not that many skaters out on the ice right now.
No, there isn't. A lot of space to get creative with.
But on the bright side for New Canaan, it's not really a power play, because if you can just go on a rush, you have the speed, but the defense is going to hurt as Benson and Sully on the defense. Coming down the other way is Boyd. Kim Boyd. This is the 2 minutes that SWS needs to get something going. They have the extra skater out there.
And they're going to quickly change the Rams killers, trying to get us fresh.
You only got one offensive player, really. You got to play 2 defenders.
Yep, true, very true.
I mean, that's the formation out there. You can't really take the defenders. You need Tully and Benson out there, but then it's a matter of who's your sharpshooter.
Yep, I mean, that's hockey, right? 30-second quick shifts, and that's what they're doing right now. And keep those fresh legs out there and put your best players out there, because big players make big-time plays.
Avery Askew starting the motion for SWS. Here's Layden. Minute left on the power play. Layden the shot just wide of Pinkernell. Sherman now. Maya Sherman the shot off of her own teammates. Tully's looking to flip the ice on it. Maddie Tully. It's actually Lexi Tully. The shot stopped by Peroni. Coming down is Askew. Avery Askew, the shot, stopped by Pinkernell. The rebound, the shot by Layden, stopped by Tully. And now here's an opportunity. Tully, one-on-one with Peroni. The shot stopped by Peroni. That was 21, Maddie Tully.
Look at how much space there is all over the ice, and that's what a 4-on-3 does. It just gives the players the ability to skate and make plays.
Big hit there, Tuccinardi. Tuccinardi, the shot, stopped by the blocker of Pinkernell. And the power play has expired. We're back to 4-on-4, folks.
Nice stop there from Pinkernell. She's having a couple more problems with her pads, which we saw earlier in the game. But
that's the other pad.
Yeah. Fans were complaining about a call there on that collision, but sometimes players in hockey collide, and the officials deem that one accidental. So they're going to say it wasn't intentional.
So Pinkernell will fix her other pad this time. I mean, what are the odds of that? Both pads malfunctioning during the game.
Yeah, the laces might be a good advertisement for Bauer pads as she's wearing CCM ones.
I don't think we're getting paid that money, Chase.
No, we're not, but
that might go in the DAF suggestion box for next year. Talk to Bauer, CCM, or someone. Try to get a sponsorship. If your pads malfunction, call no one else but Bauer.
And they're going to send the defensive unit off for the Rams, as they said. The change was initiated after they stopped.
Knocked up in the air. 12 minutes left in the second overtime. Everybody holding their breath right now. O'Connor and Tully. Here's Tully. The shot. Oh, had the look on at the rebounds to O'Connor. Wide open is Benson. Benson, the powerful shot, stopped by Peroni. And that's one place Clara Peroni's not going to get beat, especially with no tip on it.
Yeah, she's just so solid, and when you have a goalie this good, you got to get screens on her, you got to get tipped pucks to try and deflect, by her, and they just got to get bodies in front of her so she can't see, and then you just shoot from there. Back to even strength as the rare penalty is over.
It's 4-on-4. Out there, Benson. Out to Chason. Piper Chason. In front of the net, knocked loose. There's Tully. Behind the net, Askew. Tully once again. 10:50 left in this second overtime. He's got some space. There's Kim Boyd fighting off a New Canaan player. Taking it right up the middle, Benson. Great job by SWS's defense. There's Askew. Avery Askew across the blue line, the shot on the grounds. Again, the winner's got a date with Darien on Saturday. Maddie Tully. Intercepted. Here's Paige Tuccinardi. Tuccinardi was looking to get it to Askew for the kill shot.
What a play there from Metler.
Shot there, stopped by the glove of Peroni. And as we've said all game, you're not beating Peroni glove side.
No, you're not. You got to get, last whistle we talked about this, you just got to get people to the front. You're not going to beat her by shooting from the dots, but who knows, sometimes, silly things happen, and going back to the Gretzky quote, I mean, if you have nothing else to do, shoot it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and a testament to what Lexi Tully did.
For those viewers that didn't tune into the first game, me and Chase struggled with that Wayne Gretzky quote, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Both of us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. We both have that quote in the back of our head, or at least I do, and somehow I just screwed it up. But we got it right this time, and so did you, Braden.
There we go. Well, I think you butchered it there. Kind of threw me off. I had to question it for a second.
Yeah.
Although I thought I had a nice transition to commercial break with that. And that's going to be offsides as Vasquez was just ahead of the puck with Sherman.
And Pinkernail's still toying with her pads. Pads have given her some trouble today, but she fixed it. And I mean, Pinkernail probably 20 saves, and Peroni has north of 50 saves. I mean, she probably is closer to 60 saves. So she's just, both these goalies have played pretty well this contest.
Big hit there behind the net. It's skating around. There's Metler. In front of the net. SWS was looking for some offense. Again, they haven't had much offense in the overtimes. They've been playing defense a majority of it. They had that lucky goal back in the first period. And New Canaan got the equalizer with 12 minutes left in regulation. Paige Tuccinardi, she had the goal for SWS. Again, stopped by Benson as Tuccinardi goes flying. And now New Canaan's got the rush. There's a wide open look. Chase on. Off the side of the nets. And the referee will call it off. The post comes off the pipe. The post comes out of its place.
And Chason, to her credit, was trying to. She knew Peroni wasn't going to get beat many ways, so she tried the fake deke, but Peroni's ability to see the puck, she didn't fall for that whatsoever. Chason came down on the right side, tried to fake to her forehand on the left, but Peroni had none of it and made a nice save.
Shot stopped by Peroni. Benson now. To Tully. Off of a defender there, big hit. SWS player falls to the ice. Stopped by the glove of Clara Peroni.
8:09 to go in the second overtime period. And what a game this has been so far, Braden.
It has indeed. I feel like they played this song for like the last 3 or 4 stoppages.
Well, I mean, when you're 2 overtimes in,
you're running out of hits on the DJ list. We were talking about Avicii. They played that song during the intermission for the second time. Nonetheless, though, 8 minutes to play in second overtime, or overtime number 2. Benson finds his way to Tully. Lexi Tully. The shot, and that is out of play. Good deflection by Askew.
And nice try there by Tully, just a little wide, and might have deflected off something, but the beauty about this is we're going to end with a winner, and we're going to end with a loser. Rather than a tie, which would be in the regular season, the semis of FCIAC, somebody's going to go out of here happy, and the other not so happy.
What do they usually do as for co-champions? Is that after the second overtime, usually?
Well, I mean, this is a semi, so that wouldn't happen, but...
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, in the championship, what is it usually after the end of the second
I think
overtime?
it's the third, but I think that's absurd that they even do that. I think you just fight it out until you get a winner. I think that's the dumbest thing you'll ever hear. Co-champions, you got to have a winner, you got to have a loser in a championship, and the players want one too.
Well, those sports like soccer have started going to the shootouts, same with field
The
hockey.
PKs, yeah.
Right, the PKs. Shot there, stopped by Tully. Getting the body on the line. One of SWS's first shots in overtime. He's got some room. There's Rayer. Catherine Rayer. Can she send New Canaan to the FCIAC championship? Benson. They're going to need to clear the zone, however. With only 4 players, not too hard to do so. Benson. Surging to the net, knocked away. O'Connor's still up. Now to Tully. Left-handed shot, stopped by Peroni. That was Sam Metler looking to end it.
And the SWS defense made sure that Peroni had a good vision there, clearing out the forwards for the Rams, and that helps so much for Peroni to make her saves, and she had a clear vision all the way through on that puck right into her glove. And it was a nice shot from Metler, but nobody in front, so nice stop there from Peroni.
6:25 left in second overtime. Behind the nets. Sam Metler maneuvering around with it. It's felt like Lexi Tully has played this entire overtime period so far for the Rams. A great defender for New Canaan. Turned away Tuccinardi. Looking to get it to Hackett. Front of the nets. Punched away. O'Connor surging. O'Connor, the shot stopped by Peroni, and she freezes it.
5:39 to go in the second overtime period, and nice try there by O'Connor, working down the right hash, and almost put one past Peroni. It looked to almost sneak below that glove, but it didn't, and we've still got ourselves a 1-1 tie in overtime. Of course, sudden death.
Again, the drama you put on it really just builds the intensity in this game right here. Oh, that's going to the SWS bench. I mean, at least on the bright side in the second semifinal, nobody's got hit by the puck yet. No Jamie Tropsa, no official, no Doug Jebb.
Couple players trying to send some coaches to the ER last game with stitches, but Jamie Tropsa able to avoid the puck. I'm sure Jamie would have been out of the ER by now with us being in second overtime.
No, Jamie would have been out by the time that this game, dropped the puck on it, knowing Jamie. Center ice face-off, won by SWS. Chase on. Looking to center it, and Peroni makes the stop. Some pushing going on. And the faceoff will go to Peroni's rights.
And a little extracurriculars there, but like we've talked about, the officials aren't going to call a penalty unless it's an obvious trip or, like I've said, puts you behind bars in second overtime. I mean, there's really no reason to let the players decide the game.
Benson. There's some traffic on it. Here's Askew. Avery Askew looking to maneuver the puck. Moley turned right back away to Askew. Just past the head of Pearl. Kim Boyd. Boyd off the blocker of Pinkernell. One of the best SWS shots in overtime. Tuccinardi. And you got to assume those players are tired out there. In front of the nets, Catherine Rayer.
Yeah, but the beauty about 4-on-4 is instead of 3 forwards, you're able to play 2, so you're resting that one forward and putting them on with another line and so forth.
Still, though, skating out there for close
100%,
to an hour
100%
of action.
I'm just saying that makes you a little less tired, but second overtime, you're exhausted.
Shot there, the rebound just missed by number 6, Ann Leiden.
What a juicy rebound there.
O'Connor going to the near side. Serena O'Connor. And stopped by Peroni. Clara Peroni does not let in and turns away O'Connor.
What a stop there from Peroni. Again, cross crease.
Tripped up there, no call. Referees let him play. 3:30 in the overtime. That one's just going to trickle all the way down to Pinkernell. Calls for the ice and is granted the ice.
3:04 to go, and the officials let that trip go. They must have deemed that whoever tripped her got all puck first, because if you're able to get puck before tripping the girl, it's not considered a trip because you were going for the puck and you got puck and you got the puck free. So
Benson, she's got some room. Amanda Benson through some traffic just to the left of Peroni. Benson will try again, keeps it in the zone. Shot, and that one goes up through through a deflection. The shot, and deflected away by Boyd. That time was Sam Metler. 1-1 our score in double overtime. The winner has a date with Darien in the FCIAC championship. Benson from the point. Stop by number 18 for the Rams. Metler. Stop by Tuccinardi, and that goes to the neutral zone. Paige Tuccinardi with another save. I think that's her 6th save as a defender.
Again, turning New Canaan away. Minute 50. Slap shot. Oh, stopped by Pinkernell. Whiffing on it. Eventually grabbing it out to Rayer. Nora Moley. Canaan forced to clear. They do so. Here's Hackett. Alex Hackett, the sophomore from Staples. Turn away to Amanda Benson. Benson, the Arizona State club commits. Benson just past her reach. Sherman takes it across the blue line. Maya Sherman fighting through. O'Connor not able to get it. Along the boards, it's being stuck there. There's Tully. Gets it out to Tully. Maddie Tully. The shot. Wide of the net. 10 seconds left in double overtime. One last chance. The shot. Turn away. And that will take us to the end of double overtime. Tied 1-1 between New Canaan and SWS. This is just insane, Chase.
Yes, it is, and this is giving me flashbacks of last year's state championship. It wasn't between these two teams, but New Canaan was in it playing Darien, and they went to triple overtime, and New Canaan ended up winning with 33 seconds to go. But this is giving me flashbacks, and there is no, Zamboni because it is going into the third, but it's going to be third overtime. It's going to be 4-on-4. Again, another 15-minute period, but Braden, this is crazy.
This is insane. And also, you look at the fact, SWS scored in the first period. New Canaan got a goal in the third period. Both were very chippy, tic-tac goals. Nobody's really beaten nobody so far tonight. So we've got a lot of hockey we still could see tonight as we are about to enter the third overtime between SWS and New Canaan. One goal is all it takes to send you to the FCIAC championship. However, one goal also could end your FCIAC season.
And we haven't seen a goal, like you said, in over a period of play. And Peroni, in my opinion, has been the star of this game. But to get on that, they have to win this game. And SWS, I would say Peroni has probably had 60 saves. And that's crazy to think, but I think she has. And Pickernell's been solid back there as well. But New Canaan just keep doing their thing. Eventually, we said this, Peroni's going to let one up eventually, and that's how Tully scored hers. And that's what they need to do to be sent or to go to the FCIAC championship. SWS, how they've generated chances is by just sort of getting lucky, and that's how they're generating their chances. So if they just keep doing their thing as well and start getting shots on Pickernell, that's how they're going to go to the FCIAC championship.
15 minutes on the clock. 4-on-4 hockey. Golden goal. Someone's got to score and send them to the FCIAC championship. We could be here all night if it takes. What is it, 10 o'clock already?
10 o'clock.
Look at that. We're not done yet. Let's send you down to the ice for the start of the third overtime. It will be Tuccinardi and Tully, and we are underway in triple overtime. One mistake will send somebody to the FCIAC championship. Amanda Benson off to the hot start. This is fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You're watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Braden Schenk, Chase Harden with you. So glad you can be with us. New Canaan in their home whites, SWS in the visiting blacks. Tully looking to make a move behind the net. Gets it out to Amanda Benson. Benson the shot with a tip, and it's in! New Canaan wins it! Amanda Benson with the tip sends the Rams to the FCIAC championship for the 16th time in program history. It took 3 overtimes, but finally, New Canaan ends it. A tip there, I believe.
I think it was Maddie Tully that tipped the shot from Benson, if we can get another look at that. But 40 seconds in, exactly into the 3rd overtime, and we've got ourselves a winner. The New Canaan Rams off. And yeah, I think it was Maddie Tully that tipped that one. And either way, the New Canaan Rams are off to face the Darien Blue Wave in the FCIAC championship on Saturday.
You see it right there, Maddie Tully finishing it for New Canaan, goal number 2, and she sends the Rams to the FCIAC championship on Saturday.
Her sister Lexi had that first goal, and Maddie Tully had the second. You talk about the duo of sisters. Caitlin was on the team last year, the trio, but this year it's Lexi and Maddie, and they're getting it done tonight. And what a game we just saw, Dylan. Again, Braden.
What a game indeed. You got to give SWS credit. They came here, hung with New Canaan for not 1, not 2, but 3 overtimes until the Rams pulled ahead and pulled this one out 2-1 by a Maddie Tully goal. I mean, Clara Peroni just looked unstoppable out there. Again, as we mentioned, that tip is all New Canaan had to do, and then they beat Peroni.
And she had probably 60 saves, Peroni, and she did everything she could. But we said it. Eventually they're going to beat Peroni, and they just kept getting shots on net. They had quality shots, but Peroni was just phenomenal. And I think that was the best performance from a goaltender we've seen all year in the state of Connecticut. And Ashton Pickernell, a testament to her. She didn't have many shots given to her. She probably had, I would say, 15 to 20 saves, but she did her job. And New Canaan Rams off to face Darien on Saturday.
Again, she is a freshman, folks. Clara Peroni, that's the name you're going to be hearing for the next 3 years at SWS. If she keeps playing like she did tonight, this is an SWS team that could take them back to the FCIAC semis, maybe the FCIAC championship. Who knows where else Clara Peroni can take this SWS team. But to your point, New Canaan Darien, the FCIAC championship on Saturday. It's going to be one great game. I think it's me and you back on that one. 4:30 at the Darien Ice House Saturday. Darien, New Canaan, the FCIAC championship. New Canaan wins this one by the final score of 2-1 in 3 overtimes, and they will advance to their 16th all-time FCIAC championship, where they will chase their 10th FCIAC title in program history. Chase, any final thoughts on the night?
I think the Saturday night game or Saturday evening versus Darien and Canaan is going to be a thriller. Again, I think we can't give enough credit to Peroni, the fact that she had 60 saves or around there. We can't give her enough credit, but Braden, Saturday evening is going to be one heck of a game.
It will indeed. Rich Buellin, Steve Falcone, John Fay exchange their final words. That's got to be one symbolic way to end this game here. 3 veteran coaches, the second-year head coaches, Falcone and Fay, hung with the 22-year veteran Rich Buellin, took them all the way to 3 overtimes, and SWS has nothing to be ashamed of tonight. This is a game they're going to remember for probably the rest of their lives.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see this SWS team in states, whether it's the quarter semis or even the championship. They're going to run, make a deep run, as is New Canaan, Darien, and I'm sure Greenwich. But we're going to see these teams again, I'm sure. But it's Darien and New Canaan facing off on Saturday evening.
It's going to be a great game indeed. So until then, our entire production crew, Andrew Lee, Leon Shen, Jason Bellingham, Eric Bellingham, Dalton Moss, and our DAF Media Advisor, Damian Andrew. For all of them, Chase Harden joined alongside me, saying good night from the Darien Ice House. New Canaan and Darien, Saturday in the FCIAC Championship, where a champion will be crowned. For all of them, saying so long, I've been Braden Shank, and this has been a production of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Have a great night, everybody.